Alright. Okay. So this is for those Tauruses out there that find themselves in a relationship or have a significant other. So the cards that I got here, the first two cards coming out here is you guys are definitely mirroring each other in your relationship here, the masculine and feminine energy. But unfortunately, it's like in the reverse. So, you know, neither of you are feeling nurtured. Neither of you are really feeling understood. There's like a major disconnect. Like she's like, stop or bye, and he's like, peace, deuces. Like I'm not, like she's like, don't even try, and he's like, don't worry, I'm not going to. There's like this energy of being like frustrated and not being understood and like combative, and there's just like some serious miscommunication going on. And it's not just with like the actual act of communication, but it's like, you know, in how you guys act around each other and how you guys treat each other. And it's like you kind of are, it's like an unwelcoming, stressful, hopelessness feeling. I'll come back to that, but the next set of cards that came out here is, well, I'm sorry, this is the Empress and the Hierophant here, and then we have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords together. So for me, I feel like this is probably like talking more about the feminine energy within the relationship, with it being the Queen of Swords, and it's saying like the outer appearance that you're giving to the outside world, and even to like those that are in your intimate spaces, is like you're controlled, you're calm, you're ready for anything, and you're badass. And even though you may look like at first glance, you know, like you don't really have a lot going on, but she's got a trap set right here for a zombie, and she's got a high-powered rifle, at least in that day and age. And she's drinking some beer, and she's just like sitting there chill as fuck, like smiling, and her hair is done and shit in her nightgown moo situation. And she's just sitting there with a gun, like, you know, this is just everyday life, and she's completely fine with it. Even though we all know that who would be fine with that kind of life? Somebody would be fine with that kind of life if they've dealt with a lot, had to deal with a lot, and they are being depended on by the people that they look after. So there's the type of woman that she is, she would never leave that for someone else to take care of. Her security is up to her, and she is secure. That's the perception she's given on the outside. But on the inside, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of feeling like you're not really being heard, like just wanting to scream until you go crazy, but you know that doesn't serve anyone or anything. So it's just kind of like you hold it in, and it causes you pain, and it doesn't solve anything. And the only thing it really serves is for you to put on more of an act and put on a harder exterior, even more on the outside. And then we have here the King of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Hazards. So with this energy, I feel like this is probably talking about the male energy in the relationship, or the masculine energy in the relationship. And it's like this king has had to, like this queen has had to become the Queen of Swords, and holding all her inner turmoil in. This king has had to harden himself on the outside. He's had to give the appearance that he doesn't care, even though he cares very deeply. And he's cutting his feelings off to his own detriment, but he is also, as she is responsible for taking care of the home and the family and making sure things are held down domestically, he's being tasked with the responsibility of running things financially within the household. And he was creative and innovative enough to, during hard times, especially of late with everything that's going on in the pandemic, like he either didn't lose his job or went into business for himself. So like it was kind of a blessing in disguise, but at the same time he had to kind of put certain aspects and different emotions that the King of Cups is normally connected to. He had to cut off certain aspects of himself in order to really focus and make this business a reality. So it's like I said, it's like you guys are kind of mirroring each other, but in different ways. You're both kind of desperate and but don't really know what you can do because of the current circumstances. And it may not even necessarily be so I'm just making sure these are all in here. It may not even necessarily be that you're having complications in your relationship. It might just be like the circumstances that's happening in the world or in your world, that the relationship kind of got put to the wayside because other things became more important. So I'm gonna pull some cards here, some sexy time messages, and see what comes out here. We got the Knight of Air, which is like the Knight of Swords here. Okay. So this is coming out with the first set of cards here. So when I look at this card, it's just like freedom. She's also riding that horse with no saddle and no underwear. So giving bareback a whole new definition. You both just want to have your shit rocked. Let me just look at this here. She's got there's a chain. It doesn't look like she's chained up. The horse is chained up. So it's still like it's there's still like something that someone or something is holding back to prevent this kind of energy from happening. And it's not even necessarily this is like just, I don't know, maybe it's wanting to be free of the relationship, free of what's happening within the relationship, or free of the burdens that are happening within the relationship, because the horse isn't free. I don't know where that chain leads to, but you know, it's going into this anxiety here, this inner torment. Burn. This show. Let me see. You got any more messages here? What is this? The Mirror. The 10. I don't know what the Mirror is, but it's in the reverse. Okay. It's in the reverse. So I think this is saying, like, do you love yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror, or when you see what other people reflect back to you of what you are? Do you like what you see? I'm gonna say no, you don't, because it's in the reverse. And or maybe it's not that you don't like what you see. Maybe you can't see the good that other people see in you, your strengths and your beauty. So that's definitely something that you need to work on. And all of this energy, that's, even though it's tied up with sexual energy, so it's like maybe you don't feel as sexy as you used to feel. 10s signify the end of something. So maybe it's a time to change something in your life to feel better about how you feel physically and emotionally, which will only help you in the bedroom department. When you love yourself and feel better about yourself, That's when that's the energy that you have inside of you. That's what the energy is that will be around you, and that'll be what the universe will bring to you in your life. That's called manifestation. All right, so what about the one more? Give me one, at least one more card here for these last couple cards. Okay, two. Okay, this one. The Six of Air and the Fool in reverse. So
throw those shoes away. I just can't keep them, Kitty. Every time I wear them, I'll feel Bob touching my feet.
The Fool just wants some wood. It's like a wooden doll, right? It's in the reverse. I just feel like this is saying maybe this male energy is like signifying like they just like they feel like they're too under pressure to get it up. They're having issues with producing the wood because they feel like they're under pressure. They feel like they have something huge to conquer, and they feel like everyone's going to be watching and everyone's going to know, and the pressure is getting to them. So, and I feel like that's maybe tied to financial things, as well as domestic things, because it's like they're being pressured from home to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to provide certain things or whatever, and then they're being pressured from a financial standpoint and as like a matter of pride to be able to perform a certain way and produce certain results, and everyone's watching because everyone's depending on you, everybody's looking to you. You feel like you got too much on your this is like too much on your shoulders, needing to get back to the basics. And this isn't somebody that's inexperienced, this is somebody that's very experienced. So it's kind of interesting that it's like they feel like they are having, you know, anxiety performing because of that. It sounds like a vacation might be in order, which is understandable if you can't afford a vacation, but all right, let me get some final love messages / advice for Tauruses that are in a relationship for this wonderful Valentine's Day 2022. Can I get some advice cards here? Huh. I didn't know what the fuck that was. That was like a bunch of stars. That was all that was on that card. All right, come on, come on, come on. Give me something, give me something. What's this? Don't let it all hang out. Right? Is that appropriate for her being on the horse, just having it all hang out? So maybe that's part of the conflict here with the Hierophant and the Empress here. It's like one's too worried about appearances, because that, like, the Hierophant is talks about, like, you know, social type of things, but like when it's in the reverse, it's like a repression, manipulation, like the dogma of life and the rules and regulations and all that stuff. And the Empress in the reverse is like, you know, in the upright, she's like a sexual being. She's the mother of all things, but because it's in the reverse, it's like she doesn't feel sexy at all, and it's like turned off. So I feel like this is talking about there needing to be a balance, because one may be one might be super conservative, while the other, in their true nature, one is very conservative, and in the opposite, not conservative. So it's saying, don't let it all hang out. the saying less is more comes to mind. There's a time and place for everything. Okay, what about this next set of cards here? The Queen of Swords energy. Grown-ass folks take care of their money. It's interesting. Time to talk money. So maybe it's saying to find a little more, like maybe you're feeling like, again, maybe because of the pandemic, maybe somebody lost their job in the relationship, and here it looks like it's leaning towards the feminine aspect of the relationship, where you kind of had to make the best of your situation, and you did, and you became the queen of your castle, and nobody is trying to take your throne from you in your house. But maybe the reason why there's so much anxiety and misery in this type of energy is because this person always had like their own money, where now they're depending on their counterpart to really bring in the money, or they feel like they don't have like that part of their relationship is disconnected from them. So talk to your significant other if you want to maybe venture out into a different workforce, maybe enroll in some type of training or apprenticeship program where, you know, there might be some money cost involved, but, you know, weighing out the pros and cons of what it might be, like the benefits of that. And it could also take your mind off of the things that you can't change and you can't really do too much about, and put your energy and attention more on the thing, or more onto a new project or something that you can change, and that will, you know, bring in some money into your relationship and to yourself, and a sense of self-worth in that arena, if that is a problem. What about get one more here for this last set of cards.
But you're not getting off that easy.
Come on. Holy wow. There's a lot. So I'll just pick 3 of them. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just pull them all out. I love being criticized, said no one ever. This is in the reverse. This includes you. So it's in the reverse. And get honest as fuck. Okay, so I feel like this is definitely talking about somebody feeling like they're being put on the spotlight, and like everything they do is under scrutiny, and you know, what's that saying about casting stones, like let the first person who hasn't sinned cast the stone, and all that stuff. So, and it says this includes you, so, and it's in the reverse, so I feel like it's saying like, don't worry about everyone else, just worry about what it is that you're feeling and why you're feeling what you're feeling when it comes to maybe performance anxiety, whether it be in the bedroom or your financial decisions, and worrying about like the choices that you make. Like this store is doing something different. So they're turning zombies into pets. They're turning lemons into lemonades. They're doing something unconventional, and they're profiting off of it. And the reason, and that normally this would never be a thing, but it's a thing because that's what the situation called for, and because they're like genius level business person, they were able to do that. But doing that, causing them to like hyper focus on that, cut them off from their emotions and their intuition and their sensual side, which is what's causing this disconnect. So and they feel like no matter what they do, they're being criticized. So it's, you know, I love being criticized to no one ever. What's this one say on the back? Love the one you're with. Love the one you're with is on the back of this card. Love the one you're with. So I think probably it would be maybe like a good time for like a nice spa day, or I don't know what guys do. I mean, I guess it is Super Bowl Sunday or something. Like, go hang out with the guys, watch a game. I don't know. Go for a walk. Like, find some time for yourself and really get down to what's important to you. Because when you take care of you, you're only helping any type of situations that you may currently be struggling with, whether it be in your relationship or in your professional life, which ultimately impacts any relationship in your personal life, because, you know, we need money to survive. Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna end it. Thanks for stopping by my channel, and I hope you got something out of it. All right, bye.